Did the Congress decide what to do?
Yes, I think it's a 45-day extension. Is that what you said?
Oh, they're doing a 40. Okay. Did it pass with the help of Democrat congressmen? Or kind of okay.
Kevin McCarthy has continually put the Republican Congress to legislate to get things done on behalf of the Americans. If we have folks in the conference that don't like his leadership, that want to put a motion to vacate forward, that's on them to do that and explain to the American people why. But I think what you saw today was the vast majority of the conference, as well as the vast majority of Congress, focus on getting the work of the American people done, keeping the government funded, and moving.
And can you say affirmatively at this point that the holdouts who voted down that CR yesterday, that they cost the House the opportunity to get a more conservative CR out there?
Well, there's a reality, right? When we passed Limit, Save, Grow, that gave the Speaker the ability to negotiate with the President. Chuck Schumer banked on a strategy that we would not be able to pass something through the House, and he failed. And so he was not part of that negotiation. In this instance, similarly, I think people didn't understand that in order to negotiate on the things that you want, you have to have a hand to play. By those 21 folks voting down a conservative CR and blocking it for 2 weeks from coming to the floor, they weakened the hand of the conference to negotiate. But at the end of the day, the objective was to avoid a government shutdown and finish our work with the appropriations process. That's what we're going to do going forward, and that's where we are.
And any thoughts on your fellow New Yorker, Jamal Bowman, apparently pulling a fire alarm in Cannon?
So, number one, it's absolutely outrageous. Number two, it's potentially criminal. Number three, I've been working tirelessly to keep this government funded. Been in meetings with Republicans, Democrats, working to make sure that we got a bill on the floor today to avert a government shutdown. That any member of Congress would think it's appropriate to pull a fire alarm to try and delay Congress from doing its business is shameful, it's unbecoming, and he should strongly consider resigning from Congress.
Is there past $6 billion
And he's a congressman from where? Which state?
New York.
New York. What's his name?
Like Lawler.
Thank you.
My friend ran over, we got him, brought him over.
Thank you, AOC, for your hard work. kind of controlling some of what comes to the floor and rule the process in the House?
Well, their power is as strong as much as Kevin McCarthy listens to them. And so far, he's been really bending the knee to the furthest right, the most extreme members of his party. So that remains to be seen. This motion to vacate threat clearly has extreme influence over him. It clearly is something he values more than many other issues in terms of the urgency towards retreating urgency. So that remains to be something that stays out there. But I think we just need to focus on the victory we had today. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry guys, we're gonna go this way.
She looks familiar. What's the name of the congresswoman? Yeah.
We don't love you, not all of us.
This way. I'll wait for. I'm gonna follow you. I don't know what that is though. Where's the fire?
She probably.
The speaker tried to pass a short-term funding bill that had a lot of conservative priorities like spending cuts and those border security measures. Those same members voted against it because they had demanded instead Congress pass annual funding by the September 30th deadline. Congress rarely meets that September 30th deadline. Typically needs a stopgap measure to avoid a shutdown. So essentially left Kevin McCarthy with very little room to maneuver. If those members weren't going to vote for a stopgap measure,
Well, listen, in fairness, it wouldn't be the first time, certainly, that this debate has come about. I think it is fundamentally important that we set aside these political games and focus now, because there is commonality on addressing federal spending, border security, and the issues that face the American people. And that to me, is and ought to be our responsibility and our focus.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Be well. Thanks.
What's the name of the congressman?
That was Mark Molinaro of New York.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Unless you want a one-on-one with Lawler, just shake hands with some people and just have her. It may not be bad if you make a choice. Okay, sounds good. That's like a groupie. He'll be in this. He'll be in this.
Like, did the bill pass the Senate as well?
Not yet. Senate has to.
They're in session.
They are in session.
Yeah, they should be voting later today.
So even if California senator is missing, still they have a majority to pass the bill?
I think the
Yes,
goal is they want to have I think they want Republicans and Democrats to vote for it. So even if she isn't there or someone's missing, they should still have the votes.
Still have the votes.
But you never know what will happen, you know?
Yeah.
So how many votes did the bill pass, the stopgap measure, for 45 days, like in the Congress? What's the vote percentage?
91 Republicans voted against it.
Against
Everybody
it.
else voted for it.
So they had the support from the Democrats.
Yes, more Dems voted for it than Republicans.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck. I'll see ya.
Hope I can get a picture video because I'm like a really big fan of yours. I think we probably just visited for probably this weekend. Alamucci, New Jersey.
Sorry. I have no idea.
What? Tomorrow.
Is the Speaker McCarthy planning on making a public statement?
Yeah, he's inside though.
But is he planning on making a statement?
Yeah, I think he's already talking.
Okay.
I'm not sure if
Sure.
he started or not, but yeah.
So if he's going to do it here?
No, he's inside doing
Oh,
it.
he's inside doing it. All right. Thank you.
I'm gonna give him my email address.
Wish Mike was here. He would have got Probably maybe 2016 or 2018 when he wanted.
Are you frustrated that it came to this? Yeah.
Look, I think anybody who's been in government for 5 minutes knows that it can be messy at times. I think it's unfortunate that it got but I never stopped working to avert the shutdown. That was my objective from the start. And so I'm glad that we were able to get there, get the CR on the floor, passed in a bipartisan and obviously the Senate will take it up and pass it.
The majority of our conference and certainly the majority of Congress.
You have to be willing
That's what's
to
next.
work.
We got to make sure that we get them.
This is not an easy
The reality
job in
was
terms of trying to build consensus.
No,
You have
but we won't
435
fight
members
when we get
from
it done.
different
So we're going to get
districts,
this done. We're going to
different
get
walks of life, have different
We
views.
are going to get.
So you have to be willing
Just like I said with
to
the
work
just
to
like I
find
said with government
consensus.
funding.
I mean, this is
Find a way
short
to
term
get
in every sense of the word, though, right? I mean, there's the heavy lifting still needs to take place. How
Look,
are you going to be able to get all that done?
This allows us to keep the government open for the American people while we are working through the appropriations process. The American people elected a House Republican majority to serve as a check and balance on the Biden agenda, to rein in wasteful, reckless spending. And that's what we are going to do over the next few weeks. Finish the appropriations bill so that we can negotiate with the Senate on a final product. But to shut the government down when we hadn't completed that work, I think would have been disastrous.
So, will there be conversations with Democrats right from the start now at this process, or are you going to try and pass a Republican-only version of appropriations bills? How does that process play itself out?
Look, we're going to continue to put forth appropriations bills that seek to rein in the size and scope of government. Whether Democrats want to support that or not, that's on them. Obviously, any final bills are going to be bipartisan. They're going to be negotiated between the House and the Senate. So we're going to put forth our best negotiating hand to get to a point where we can rein in some of the reckless spending and reverse some of the policies that have been detrimental to the economy, and hopefully deal with our southern border. This administration has failed miserably to deal with the border crisis, and in fact has made it worse. So we're now in a place where we're keeping the government funded for 45 days so that we can finish that important work and ultimately get, to a place where we can negotiate with the Senate.
I know you were frustrated with the way some of the members of your party on the hard right had kind of taken this process hostage. I mean, are you happy that Kevin McCarthy got your party to this place? And what do you say? What's your overall feeling of his leadership at this particular point?
Look, I think Kevin McCarthy has done a phenomenal job as Speaker. I think he is continually underestimated, and again today he delivered. He put the American people above all other considerations by keeping the government open and funded while we work through the appropriations process and finish that important work and fight to secure our border. And so we're going to be back here on Monday doing that work. But that's, this is part of governing. You have to be responsible. You have to be reasonable. And that's what we're doing.
And in a 50-50 district like yours, is that what your constituents want to see, being responsible, working with the other side of the aisle?
No question. My neighboring district, Jamal Bowman apparently pulled a fire alarm to try and stop us from doing our work today. They expect you to be an adult. They expect you to show up and do your job. They expect you to negotiate and come to compromise.
I need to see what happens.
I know what you're saying. I gotta ask. Have you talked to
You think we'll be back here?
what you're talking about, this two-party solution helping vote down the motion to table on the motion to vacate?
Formally, no. We've had impromptu conversations here or there. I mean, I'm not going to pressure them. They need to vote their conscience, but I just think it's incumbent upon all of us and all of you to make clear what that vote is. Are we rewarding or punishing two-party bills on the floor? That's all. That's the only question. It's not about siding with certain members or opposing certain members or condemning or supporting the speaker. That is not what this is. This is, do you believe in bipartisanship or do you not? And that's how it ought to be first.
Thank you, sir.
All right?
Good job.
Thank you.
You want to? I did. See with you? Hey, I'm Brad. What network are you guys with?
We're on Fox News.
Oh, Fox. Okay.
Yeah. We spoke over at
Okay. Yeah.
Speaker race.
Yeah.
I'm friends with Reagan. Known her since our freshman year in college.
Okay.
Yeah, she's.